Hello, my name is Flo, and I'm really interested in manifestation and consciousness. And today I'm going to reveal my fast manifestation tricks, which are 5 steps to pretty much manifesting anything you want. So let's get started. Manifestation is really not a woo thing. Um, in each moment, we attract and create our future reality through our thoughts, which are electric and project, and also through our emotional states, which is really an important part of the whole thing, because the thoughts and the electric and the emotions are magnetic and they bring our manifestation to us. So through this identity, which is a mixture of our thoughts, emotions, and belief systems and actions in the world, we create our reality. Step one. My first step is to have a desire, something, a goal, something you want to manifest. And there's 2 avenues there. The first one is to have just a general desire, which is basically more love, more happiness, more abundance, more health, just generic things, more creativity. For those, I use what I call generic umbrella affirmations, in which I say I'm so grateful to be healthy or rich or to be loved or supported or so grateful to belong. So things that are more general. And as you notice, I also do my affirmations and I affirm my goals in the grateful mode, which signal my bodies that it's already happened. The second part is to be really precise about your desire. And when I really want something precise, especially in the material world, like a car or a house, or we wanted to put a trailer on our property, then I go and I put a list of what I exactly want, the price and the length, and by when I want it, and if it's a house, which kind of neighbors I want, if I want trees around a garden. So I'll be really precise. I actually draw it in what I call a manifestation map. And that's where I put down what I really want. And it works. I mean, we manifested a trailer for the price we wanted, for the length we wanted. And I had put 8 months before, delivered in the driveway. I wanted it delivered to my driveway. Well, guess what? As we're closing the sale, the guy says, "Do you have anything to tow the trailer?" And I said, "No." And he said, well, I could just tow it to your house. And he put it in the driveway where it is right now. So don't hesitate to be precise. It might pay off. We just had another story with a pet sitter. I wrote it 2 months ago of how I wanted that pet sitter to be reliable, honest, grounded, loves the dogs, communicated, clean, respectful. 4 pet sitters didn't work out on petsitter.com, trusted pet sitter. The 5th one actually showed up. She was there. She was just absolutely perfect. So when I was erasing, I was like, wow, all the qualities out there. So be precise so you can vividly visualize and feel what you want to manifest. If you cannot see it, it's probably not specific enough. But then again, like I say, you might want to just bring up more of certain energies in your life. So you have these 2 choices, either kind of more generic or more precise. So you have your goal now. The second step is to define your new self. Create a new self that matches your desire, a new identity. Since your identity is made of your thoughts and your emotional states and your belief systems, conscious or unconscious, and the action you take in the world, you want to start practicing feeling worthy. If you want to be in a relationship, if you want to have more money, you might want to start practicing being empowered. If you want more safety and power in the world. So really, the new identity is what is going to match your desire. If you're like all small and scared all the time and you don't go out of your house and you can't date online because it's so scary and you might get killed and that might be really much more difficult for you to achieve. being in a relationship, right? So challenge yourself, do therapy, um, try to become more and more the identity of the thing that you want to manifest. If you want to belong more, maybe you want to join a meetup and start being more social with people. As a wife, I used to have beliefs that I couldn't even be married or be in a relationship. I felt unlovable and would always be alone. Well, start like rehearsing how would it be to have a ring on my finger, to have a man with me all the time in my life. That would be my new identity. Well, I rehearsed it so much. I felt so magnetic, and I saw myself being embraced and living every day with my man and how it would feel. And I finally manifested it after years of wanting it. So embrace emotionally, mentally, physically the new identity that matches the frequency of what you want to manifest, and practice it over and over again. Be in the end result of what you want to manifest. That's the identity rehearsal. How will it feel when you have that new car, that new relationship, when you feel that you belong in the circle of friends, when you feel loved, when you're healthy again? How will that feel? How will you talk and walk? That's the new identity. Step 3, spend at least 10 minutes a day practicing that in your mind. Meditate and visualize. I really recommend what I call the image feeling combo, which is get an image of what you want to manifest and put the feeling of how you will feel when you have it. I would do that every day, especially at the end of the day, right before falling asleep, because when you fall asleep, that's right, the prime time to have your desire in your mind, because you go into theta alpha and then theta brainwave, which is the open portal to the subconscious. So that's a really good time to visualize and feel like you're in the future as you fall asleep. You can also do it in the morning or any time during the day that you're meditating. So visualize your goal, your desire every day, about 10 minutes. If you really want to shift something, maybe 20 minutes. There's a great Dr. Joe meditation called Water Rising, or Body Parts, the last 20 minutes to create your new identity, your new self. Use that meditation. I used it to shift from being needy to being magnetic. That was something I was struggling with, because my core negative belief was that I was not wanted or lovable or loved. So I worked a lot from that feeling of, needing someone to feel for, instead of just being magnetic and just, being more in my own space and loving myself more, so that people may be more drawn to me. Because, right, nobody really likes a needy person energy. That feels kind of yucky, right? So while you're meditating, focus on leaving the past behind, your stories, your beliefs. You enter the quantum field as no one, nothing, nowhere, no time, just a frequency, an energy, because the quantum field is all black and it's just energy and information. There's nothing there that is tangible or real. So you want to just enter it as an awareness. And then as you're there, you just start tuning into new frequency, new possibilities, because the quantum field has an infinite amount of possibilities. So you just want to enter that and tune to certain frequencies of possibilities, feel yourself in your future self, and see, focus on what you want to manifest. It's very important. The more times you visualize or you feel in your new identity, the more into the suit of the new identity you want to embody. More you think about it during the day, you daydream about you being in this new future, the more the neuroplasticity of your brain gets triggered, and there's less and less kind of resistance to this new identity, to this new manifestation, because you've rehearsed it so much and it feels way more natural. I remember the first time a friend of mine, even I was trying to tell him, trying to say I love myself. He couldn't even say it. And I'm sure you've been there. I couldn't say I'm married, because I had never been married. And I always had failed relationship with unavailable people, because that's what I believe I deserved. So once I started this, being more aware of those negative beliefs and then shifting them, and that's another video, then suddenly I could say I am married, and then suddenly after a few years I had the ring on my finger and I'm married with my soulmate, which is amazing. So while you're on dates, while you're in this reality, practice being in your future. The step 4 to manifestation, especially if you want to manifest a business or something that is really tangible that way, just take a line of action. What would my new identity do? What would I do if I had $1 million business? If I had 100,000 subscribers on Facebook, on YouTube? And it does not have to be a forced action. It could be just something that normalizes your new identity, something that makes you feel good. Like making this video makes me feel good to reach people and help them with what I've experienced in my own life that worked for me. So that's the line of action. For me, I would like to expand my YouTube channel. So I'm doing a video to have more content on YouTube. And that finally, the last step is to detach from our current reality. And I know it sounds really crazy, but what it means is stop checking your environment and feel defeated because you don't have your manifestation yet. And you start dwelling on the fact you don't have it, and it doesn't bring it any faster, right? So just trust. Trust it's going to happen. Do your meditation every day. Feel your feeling of the future. It is bound to happen. Where you put your energy, where you put your attention, that's what grows in your life. And I'm telling you, at my age, 61, I can tell you that if you focus on one thing and you keep working towards it and you do little action every day, and that's really what you want to do, and you don't change your mind every 5 minutes or just doubt yourself, and if you identify your blockages and work through them, you will reach your goal. It's just the law. So don't get bogged down by what's happening outside. It's like, for example, you've been ordering soup and salad all your life, and suddenly you start ordering crab and rice, and it's going to take a while for the kitchen to start coming out with the crab and rice, because it's so used to having the soup and salad. So just give it some time. And people say, well, how do I know it's working? It's not happening. It's where, well, my take on that is, if you at least feel a little better about yourself, if you have more happy feelings in your life, if you feel more positive, you feel more hopeful, and if you continue taking workshops and working on yourself, which means just do personal growth work, which is anything that makes you get to know yourself more. The more you get to know yourself, the more you get to know your belief system. The more you know your belief system, the more you know your limitations. And the more you know your limitations, the more you know the program. And the more you're not the program, the more you can change things by doing the contrary antidote affirmations, by doing a lot of things that I will cover in another video. But those are the 5 steps. Have a clear intention, embrace a new self, manifestation and visualization, 10 minutes at least a day or more. Take a line of action, and then detach from your 3D world and keep creating in your mind. Since the body doesn't make the difference, the brain doesn't make the difference if you're doing it up there or there. So the more you rehearse it in your mind, the more it's going to happen in your 3D reality very soon. Thank you so much for listening. I hope that helped you manifest faster, and I will be back with more content.